Thank you very much for joining us. The Commander Sugar Factory, which was shut down shortly after it was inaugurated early this year, is expected to resume operations this week. Management of the company says it will require about 185,000 metric tons of sugarcane for a 4-year production cycle. Officials, however, say they can be assured of only 45,000 metric tons of sugarcane, which they say should run out by April 2017. My colleague Manasseh Azirawene reports.
On May 30th this year, President John Mahama commissioned the Commander Sugar Factory, a project he promised would provide jobs for 7,000 people. The factory was closed down for maintenance shortly after commissioning. Joy News' visit to the factory last month saw works still ongoing. The factory area was overgrown with weeds, and the $35.5 million factory was yet to be fenced. The management of the factory says it is ready to start production on November 29, but the actual production of sugar would start in the first week of December. Douglas Mensah is the managing director of the Commander Sugar Factory.
The factory is ready to receive raw material. In fact, we planned starting the operations in October, mid-October. But during those periods, the rains were still falling. You know, one problem with sugarcane is that when it is raining, you don't harvest it. Otherwise, the sucrose content will reduce drastically.
According to him, the factory will shut down for a 3-week maintenance after 2 months. The success of the Commander Sugar Factory will depend largely on the availability of raw materials to keep it running.
I can only tell you what I can harvest between this time and April. That is the plan. Please, please. Because our plan is that to produce from this time up to April, the 45,000 tons will be there.
But from April onwards, you are not very sure of what you have now?
From April onwards, I cannot tell you exactly what we'll be having. But at least we can budget for something.
He said the factory will need about 185,000 metric tons of sugarcane for this production year. For now, the factory is sure of 24% of that target, but hopes that some sugarcane will be harvested after April. In June, the government announced a $24.5 million Indian Exim Bank loan to help in an irrigation project to grow more sugarcane. This money is yet to be accessed, but the company is taking steps to start a plantation to augment the supply from farmers.
We have money for other, we have operational expenses, we have other things, and we have source for, we have gotten it, everything's ready.
How much are you investing in this project, at least for the next 1 year and or the next production season, and how much do you intend to gain out of it?
Manasseh, I said I have just given you you see, financial issues for me, I don't want to put them outside, but I've just given you that we have enough funds to take our operations. And tell you the gross, the gross margin. Please.
Speaking about specific figures, yes, because it's an estimate.
No, you see, our P&L shows a gross margin of about 27% profit. Yeah, the gross margin profit. So it's profitable. The business is so profitable that I cannot even, when you compare what people are saying outside to what on books, what I've done.
Now, President Mohammed has been appealing to electorates in the central region to consider his humility and quest for peace as reasons they must renew his mandate in the December 7 elections. The president believes beyond his ability to fix problems, as evident in the areas of job creation and stabilization of the economy, these attributes are key in every good and visionary leader, which must not be taken for granted. According to President Mohammed, Ghana needs a leader who can unite the country and save it from any chaos. This has been his message on the first day of his campaign tour in the central region, which ended at Praso. As part of his campaign of the region, President Mohammed also commissioned 2 of his Community Day Senior High School and also addressed a number of rallies. He was also in Emlena to commission a fish processing factory for fisher folks in that part of the country.
Now what the number now ultimate to me now or cold rooms are what the and number ever say now actually
there are also stores for the fish sellers to display their
fish market and so
because it is also a fish market as well.
In the
Elmina become a fish trading center.
And also them stores doing what with me at home and and the Elmina Obeye Center of Fish Processing and Fish Market. Oh yeah, Dadwa and what the first one. Now Oche now upon from Mania the day and China will soon know. My damn bridge number year week. I'm out to Tokro. And see, Obey a there. Now, it's so that Ebiana actually be able to see. And I said, a big bottom.
The bridge has gone out. That is why we had to rehabilitate it and make it accessible.
Metal bridge,
the metal has corroded because of the sea.
Bridge
the bridge connects the castle to the market. So when it is commissioned, it will be accessible to all.
And see, and also, Yabaha, them bridge no, yeah. Now bridge no connect castle no to fish market. And see, an area, Yabaha, there you be a bridge no.
The president will be in Cape Coast to commission the ultra-modern Kasbah market and also commission the overpass on the Kasbah interchange. And he's built to commission a number of community day senior high schools as well. Let's get more from my colleague Seth Kwame, who is with the president on his tour. Seth, where exactly is the president now? What has he been doing?
Yeah, good morning. The president's about moving to the Kasbah market where he'll be commissioning the ultra-modern edifice this morning. We haven't been there yet. Not today's his birthday, so certainly a number of people will be visiting him to wish him well this morning. So from there, we set off and go to Kasbah market for that activity to be done. From Kasbah market, he'll move to other places. As you mentioned, he's bill to commission a number of schools, hold rallies today, and later in the day, around 4, he will come to the Kasbah interchange and commission the first phase of the project before he goes back to Winneba and interact with students there.
So far, what has been the response to his message? What have the people been saying?
Well, I believe he's been able to deliver for the people in the areas we visited. So, for example, you go to some areas and the chiefs will say, we needed schools and you have built school prefects and you have done that for us. We need water, you have done that for us, but we want more. That has been the message from the people. Yes, that he's been able to fulfill a number of the promises he made to them, but they want more. And he's been assuring them that he has used just 3 years to get them all these things. When he gets the nod, gets the chance to be the president in his next term, he's going to do more. And he's been telling them that there's a tradition that we shouldn't disregard. All the governments or presidents we've had since 1992 have been able, or were given 2 terms, that is 8 years. He has done his first part, that is the 4 years. So he believes it's about time his second term bet is renewed. Ghanaians should give him another chance to lead the country, and that he's going to make this country the toast of West Africa.
Thank you very much, Seth Kwame. He is with the president on his tour in the Central Region. Let's onto the phone live and speak to my colleague Jennifer Kuyama, who is at the soon-to-be commissioned Kasbah interchange, and she joins us on the line with more. Jennifer, any interesting sights from the scene comparable to the Kwame Nkrumah interchange?
Well, there is a heightened police presence over here at the Kasbah interchange. Very heavy traffic on either side of the yet-to-be-open the first session of the interchange this morning. But I've been speaking to some of the market women here, some commuters here. They are very, very excited that it's finally going to be open. Commuters as well, they're excited because it's going to ease a lot of the traffic, because it is very heavy for 10 o'clock in the morning. Very slow, very thick traffic here at Kasbah. But on the whole, a lot of people are excited that it's going to be commissioned, and they're just waiting for it to open, really, so that they can get on with their lives and enjoy faster routes going into Accra and out of the capital city.
Jennifer, what else can you report?
Well, you know, the Kwame Nkrumah Circle it has a hospital, has a fountain, it has so many other side attractions as well, but this seems to be a very simple interchange. Its main function is to get people in and out of the capital city as quickly as possible. And in fact, for residents and traders here, that seems to be the major thing. They're not very worried about the bells and whistles, but they're just waiting for the first session to be open so that they can enjoy alleviated traffic.
Thank you very much, Jennifer Akuyama, who is currently at the yet-to-be-commissioned Kasbah interchange, and we'll bring you more later. And in exactly 1 week, Ghana would go to the polls to elect a president and various parliamentary candidates. As the days go by, political parties have intensified their campaign to canvass for votes. In this bid, the opposition New Patriotic Party has spread its national executives across the country to canvass for votes. And its national youth leader, Samia Wuku, we know is currently in the northern region. The presidential candidate, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, is also on his way to the Bono Ahafo region. And we'll bring you more in these various campaigns happening across the country. You'll stay here on News Desk on Joy News, your election headquarters. Stay with us. We'll be back with more. Yes, so here on News Desk, let's continue with some election-related matters. And the Electoral Commission has indicated its readiness to successfully execute this year's elections. Head of Communications at the EC, Eric Jakpasu, says its personnel and logistics are ready for the December 7 polls. In an interview with Joy News' Maxwell Akbagba, Mr. Jakpasu, among others, also responded to reports about the loss of 6 ballot boxes whilst being transported on an EC truck in the Western region. Preparedness for special voting and how the Commission will encounter the dissemination of false results on social media.
The countdown started from 100. Now it is down to a single digit. The day of reckoning for political parties contesting in this year's election is near. But how prepared is the body mandated to execute this Herculean task?
The Electoral Commission is very, very much prepared. Very, very much prepared, because we have deployed all our logistics, the very essential ones, to the regions and onto the districts. We have finished with all the major field activities. As we speak, we are only training our officials, after which we will train the party agents, and we are ready for the election day.
Okay. To talk about the deployment of logistics, we heard about an incident in the Western region on the 16th of November, where some ballot boxes that will be transported into that region, reports suggest that they fell off a truck. 6 ballot boxes. How far has the Electoral Commission come in retrieving those boxes?
You see, you can't use those ballot boxes to cause any mischief on election day. Let me start from this before I even go to the basic side of the question. They are empty ballot boxes. At best, they are just receptacles for anything: water, paper, okay, anything you want to put inside. At this point, we classify such a material as a non-sensitive election material. All that you do is that you replace them as you're looking for them. If you don't find them before the time, you replace them and they are ready for elections.
On the issue of special voting, which is on 1st December, how prepared is the Electoral Commission to execute that one?
We are very prepared. We are very prepared. All that we need is 1st December. God willing, we'll go and vote. Everything is set. All the materials for special voting, officials who would execute the job on 1st December. Everybody has been trained. We're all waiting for Thursday morning to come. Materials have been mobilized to all the various centers.
There's been a lot of talk about social media and how it should be controlled, especially on election day. We've seen the Electoral Commission do doing some good work with regards to Facebook and disseminating information with Facebook and trying to dispel all the rumors using Facebook. Now, in the 2012 elections, we didn't have that experience of WhatsApp and how fast people disseminate information with WhatsApp. You'd agree with me that when results start trickling in, some people would try to, forge results and try to circulate them on social media. How is the communications unit of the Electoral Commission going to ensure that you dispel those false results that will be declared on social media, WhatsApp?
Yeah, the point is, we are active on social media as well. That is why when you see some of these allegations come, quickly we do what? We counter them to the point that some have even retracted some of them. A lot of false allegations and false news have been debunked on social media. You see, but the point we are making, and that's why we're even appealing to mainstream media, is that it is only the Electoral Commission declaring results. We'll be out there fighting them anyway. It's like a war. It's a turbulent terrain, social media, with these election matters.
On election day, some people will be traveling to different regions to cast their ballot. How prepared are those who will facilitate their movement? And what about the electorate themselves?
The transportation industry has played a critical role in the conduct of Ghana's election. On election day next week, it will be expected to transport people from one constituency to the other. With some few days to Ghana's polls, we hear that requests have already been put in by some parties to have buses hired to transport their people to various regions. Nana Ama Asafo Boache is the head of public affairs here at the Intercity STC Coaches Limited. She tells us they are ready for the elections.
We have a request from some political parties and various groupings. They want to hire the buses. Well, it's a service that we are providing. So once someone is able to meet our hiring requirements, that is how much you are supposed to pay, and we just give out the buses. Because after all, we are working for money, isn't it? Yes, so if people want to hire the buses, we'll readily give it out. And we've had a lot of requests coming in from the political parties and then various groupings and a lot of people. And then we have instructions. We don't want them to entangle our buses in various, you understand. So once you are going, we have our instructions on what should be done and all those things. So once we meet the requirements to pay your money, why not? We give you the buses.
For JM Tuaso or Nana Baba and all the electioneering slogans that we've had this year, it is dependent on the Ghanaian electorate. But how prepared are they to exercise their franchise in the much talked about elections?
I am 100% prepared to cast my vote. Whether raining or shining, I'll definitely go. I am staying in the Western region, a town called Wasa Asikuma in the Amenfi East. But I've registered in Eastern region, the regional capital, Kofo Riviera. So definitely I'll go there to cast my vote.
So you'll be going all the way to the Eastern region just to cast your ballot?
Yes, just to cast my ballot.
Now, we know that on that day we are not too certain whether it's going to be a holiday, but for now it is not a holiday. Have you sought permission from the employers?
Yeah, the system is such that I can travel and come back without any problem.
That day I'm not going anywhere, I'm not cooking. I and my family are very prepared for the election, and we are going to vote for Akufo-Addo because we want a change.
Well, I prepare for the D-Day. I prepare because I'm voting in Adenta constituency. I was in Adenta, but now I'm living in Accra here, so I'm preparing that the very day, the D-Day, I'll be going to Adenta to cast my vote.
So on election day, would you be working, or after voting you just go home?
Okay, well, after voting, I'll go and relax a little bit, and evening time, so I will prepare and listen to the figures coming out.
I'll put the special preparation. Anyone I go in with, man, brain train me to do, then I can do for him.
So on election day, will you be traveling to the northern region to go and vote, or your vote's already here?
We can travel to northern region to vote.
You're traveling to where?
For north.
Okay.
To vote, yeah.
So on election day, you not come to work?
No, I will not come to work.
And of course, it's still the campaign season with just 7 days to go for this year's general elections. We do know that the various political parties are spread across the country as they intensify their campaigns to canvass for vote. And we know that the NPP's national youth leader is in the northern region, Tamale to be precise. And Samia Wuku joins us live on the line to bring us the latest on what's happening in that part of the country. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Wuku, can you hear us?
Yes, good morning.
Great, thank you for joining us. Now, what has been your message, especially for the youth?
Well, basically, not just my message, it's the message of Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP team. We strongly believe that we've come this far together with the youth of Ghana. They've had their fair share of frustrations, disenchantment, disillusionment, and all the disappointment. But just being angry is not enough. Our message to the youth this last hour is just being angry is not enough. Just saying that, well, let's see how the change will come is not enough. But us rising, taking that bold step of faith and courage to go to the polling center on December 7th to cast a ballot for your future is what can bring about a change. Nana Akufo-Addo is promising jobs, jobs, and jobs. It's his deepest conviction that our country can be at a better pedestal when there's equal opportunity for the Ghanaian youth, regardless of their economic status or background, regardless of their educational status. That's why he strongly believes that the one district, one factory, the helping companies that employ fresh graduates, tax incentives and tax rebate for companies that employ young Ghanaian people, and also getting many Ghanaian companies or companies owned by young Ghanaians to more or less have about 30% of procurement in a year is something that can help alleviate poverty and also help many Ghanaian youth to stand on their feet. It's a difficult time for all of us as a people. Nana Akufo-Addo shares the concerns of these youth. And just as the youth of Ivory Coast once upon a time stood by older candidate Alassane Ouattara, and today Ivory Coast is the fastest growing economy on the African continent. And just as the youth of Nigeria stood by General Mohammed, we are also of the strongest hope that the youth of Ghana will give Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP team an opportunity to help serve this country, to help turn our mourning into dancing.
Mr. Wuku, I know the flag bearer of the NPP, Nana Akufo-Addo, is heading towards the Bono Hafu region. What else is he expected to tell the electorate apart from the message of jobs?
Well, basically, he's also going to talk to them about his plans for the Bono Hafu. We also do know that Bono Hafu has suffered a lot from this DKM, God is love scams, and, you know, this whole strategy of people using the back door to steal from the people. He's saying that when he comes, he's going to help retrieve their money for them. He'll be a sympathetic ally to them. And also about agriculture. The Bono Hafu used to be the food basket of our country, but today agriculture has suffered a lot. He's also promising a cashew marketing board for the people of Bono Hafu, just as you have the cocoa marketing board. And we also take turns to also speak about corruption in the country and why that has become a major albatross around the neck of this government. So Nana is expected to highlight some of these things. Dr. Baumia himself is also wrapping up his tour of the Upper East today. And I'm in Tamale to also speak and motivate youth groups here in the northern region.
Mr. Oku, one of the things you said that the opposition leader, Nana Akufo-Addo, would do when he comes to power is to help retrieve the monies from the DKM and other financial institutions that these people in the Bono Hafu region have lost their money to. But the other argument is it the responsibility of a president to retrieve monies from a private business or private adventure?
The government is supposed to be there for the citizens, and protection is number one. Protecting them from economic fraud, protecting them from attacks, from robberies and all. It's a responsibility of the state. The state is headed by a president, an executive president in that matter. And the government must facilitate and operate on the rules and regulations that the government ensures that it is there for every financial institution to follow. You cannot say because it was a private venture, the state will follow this one. Then that is breach of national security. Tomorrow, another financial institution will also rise up and defraud the people in Central Region. And we say because it's private entity, another group will rise up and defraud the people of Western Region. So we want to be clear. Kufuor as a tough leader will make it clear. And also help reform the financial administrative laws of our country. And also help the law enforcement agencies to have more bite. The Bank of Ghana should be able to bite and streamline banking regulations and transactions for that matter. And so as a president, he cannot stand aloof or sit unconcerned when your citizens are dying out frustrations and shocks from some of these evil adventures.
Finally, Mr. Oku, what would you say to those who say that this is one of the many promises to try to convince the vulnerable electorate to get their vote?
First of all, we haven't had the opportunity, Nanado has not had the opportunity in this country from 2008. The NDC seems to be making much promises, but when you're in government, you don't promise, you deliver. You've had 8 years to show us what you can do. We are of the opinion that when the MPP is gifted with another opportunity, we are known to be a party of business. We are known to be a party that promotes businesses and help many businesses to grow. When the MPP assumed the reins of government, the banks in Ghana were even less than 10. When we were leaving office, they were close to banks operating in Ghana. When the MPP assumed the reins of government, check our GDP, and when we're leaving, check our GDP. And if you also check our per capita income, when we assumed the reins of government in 2000, as compared to when we were living, it shows that we are better managers of the economy. It's not just promises. Nanado believes in what he promises. And it's about the leader having the willpower and the conviction to execute the many promises that he's making. And I have no doubt in my mind that if we have money to pay judgment debts, we have money to pay JIDA, we have money to pay SADA, we have money to pay all sorts of these fraudulent claims, we should have money towards the responsibility of providing jobs to our youth.
Thank you very much, Samia Wuku. He is the national youth leader of the opposition New Patriotic Party. You're watching News Desk here on Joy News, your election headquarters. Stay with us. We'll be back with more. Don't go away.